My passion for horology has come from wanting to see the ultimate refinement of a simple technology. Some look at watches like they just tell time, others see how much their time is worth. Being a dealer in the secondary market has given me a platform to talk about some of the day-to-day deals and what goes into making a name for yourself in one of the most competitive industries out there. My name is Dylan Robinson, and here you're going to see some of the craziest watches that money can buy in the mind of a watch dealer.
Hey guys, in this episode we're going to dive into all the watches people were wearing at the Met Gala and everybody who owns a Tiffany Blue Patek Philippe. Let's get right into it. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. Today's watch we're wearing the Tissot Green PRX, arguably one of the best watches that you can get under $1,000. We're going to dive right into the watches that the celebrities were wearing at the Met Gala and the 9 out of 170 Tiffany Blue Patek Philippe 5711 owners. First we have Ryan Reynolds, the Deadpool actor, married to Blake Lively, always kills it on the runway. You can always see his reaction. My wife says it's always super cute. He wore a yellow gold green Omega Speedmaster, super cool. This watch was announced a few weeks ago at Watches and Wonders for 2022. Absolutely killed it. This watch's current value is about $50,000 to $60,000. Moving on to Jack Harlow, who was wearing a stainless steel Oyster bracelet, blue dial Sky Dweller, one of Rolex's best watches that you can get for the money right now. Absolutely, definitely the most complicated Rolex that they make for sure. Super cool. This watch current market is about $29,000. Next up we have Adrian Brody, another famous actor. He was wearing the yellow gold Cartier Santos with the white dial. This watch, its current market value is about $29,000 to $32,000 depending on where you can get it. Ton of watch for the money. Personally, I'd rather wear the stainless steel skeleton over that yellow gold with that I can't see the movement. I'm a skeleton guy, what can I say? Paul Mescal, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, I don't want to butcher his name. He was wearing stainless steel Cartier tank. That watch is around $7,500 to $8,500 depending on where you can get it, and it's a watch that you see pretty frequently on the runway. We have NBA superstar Dwayne Wade wearing the Vacheron Constantin Patrimony in 18 karat rose gold. This watch is around $18,000 to $20,000. Very cool. Moving on to Jeremy Strong from the movie The Gentleman and a few others. He was wearing the Hublot Classic Fusion in bronze. Hublot is one of my favorite watches. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Hublot's awesome. They make a ton of cool watches. Millionaires don't wear Hublots, billionaires do. We have Olympic participant and pro skater Nyjah Huston wearing the Roger Dubuis Skeleton Tourbillon. This watch is probably one of my favorite ones that I've seen on the runway. This is super cool. Remember, I said I'm a skeleton guy. What can I say? It's one of the coolest watches that I've seen, and this watch is around $80,000 to $100,000 in the current market. Retail price is over $125,000. Last but not least, we have Pete Davidson with Kim Kardashian, his date. My wife said that she absolutely killed it. I think they both look great. Pete was wearing a 41 millimeter rhodium diamond dial Datejust 41. Current market on this watch is about $16,000 to $17,000. Super cool, and he pulled it off very well. Next we have Oscar Isaac wearing the yellow gold Cartier tank. This watch is around $18,000 to $19,000. Very small profile, but it's still a really cool watch. He pulled it off well. We have Sarah Jessica Parker, one of my wife's favorite on this list, wearing the Cartier tank. Again, that's another watch that we've seen on here. Market price is around $7,000 to $8,000. And then now, saving the best for last, we have Corey Gamble, and this also leads us into our next segment. So we have Corey Gamble wearing the Patek Philippe 5711 in Tiffany Blue, limited to 170 pieces, right? So that'll be number one on our list. Moving on into our next segment. You guys know the Tiffany Blue Patek Philippe 5711, limited to 170 pieces. commemorating 170 years of Tiffany & Company and Patek Philippe. The retail price on this watch is $52,000, and the market price currently is about $4 million for it. It is absolutely crazy. This watch is insane. So, fun facts, fun math. If Patek Philippe were to sell all 170 of these pieces for the retail price of $52,000, I believe it comes somewhere close to $8.8 million, which is really crazy, because the very first one that sold at auction sold for $6.5 million. So one out of the 170 sold for $6.5 million, and if all of them sold for the retail price, and that would make $8.8 million. So it's just crazy to see where these watches can go, and what happens with the market value on some of these. But diving into it, we saved the best for last. We have Corey Gamble as one of those people that has that watch on that list. We have Mark Wahlberg, and I believe whenever it comes to this watch, Patek Philippe is looking for those people that don't need money. And I know that sounds, it's a bold statement, right? But Patek Philippe is looking for the people that's like, what would this guy do with $1 million, right? They're already worth upwards of 400 to 500 plus million, or support Tiffany & Co. or the brand. They're multi-million dollar client. So for example, Corey Gamble's net worth is about $15 million, but he is also with the Kardashians, who have a very, very special Patek Philippe relationship. So I'm sure it was probably, it might have been a gift. I'm not sure, but I know that Corey Gamble has a very, very cool Patek Philippe collection. Would love to sit down and talk with them about it. Moving on to the next person, we have Mark Wahlberg. I remember whenever all of the new Patek Philippe's came out this past year, the following week on Celebrity Watch Spotter, you see him wearing the entire collection. So he's definitely one of those people, and his net worth is upwards of 400 to 500 million. So he obviously doesn't need the money. So when I say what would they do with $1 million, that means that Patek Philippe is like, they really, like, they don't need the money selling it. Like, what are they going to do with the $3 million that this watch's market is always going to be? Moving on to our next person, we have NBA superstar LeBron James. There's a couple of NBA stars here on this list. We have LeBron James, and then we also have James Harden. So that's Corey Gamble, Mark Wahlberg, LeBron James, James Harden, music producer and rapper legend Jay-Z. He's another person. I believe he was probably gifted his, and that's because him and his wife are Tiffany & Company ambassadors, which is super cool. Which I would hope that they were gifted one, because they do so much for the world and so much for their communities. So that's really cool that they have one. Actor Leonardo DiCaprio, very, very low-key guy, super, super low-key. He, your Wolf of Wall Street guy. You see him, he was flashing money in that movie, but in real life, he's a very humble person. You see him wearing that watch at one of the football games, and it's so funny. Like, you only see like a glint, like you see like this angle of it, but you see the Tiffany Blue dial, and it's just like, wow. you know exactly what it is, and he was one of the first people to get one. We have one of my favorite artists besides Alec Monopoly. Speaking of crazy outfits from the Met Gala earlier, I'm wearing my Alec Monopoly jacket, limited edition, hand painted, and the limited to 300 Alec Monopoly shirt that you can only get at I believe the Miami pop-up shop. Second favorite artist, Daniel Arsham, the crystallized, he makes a lot of crystal sculptures. Some of my favorite ones are the Pokemon ones, and then he made like a big Pokemon crystal card. It looks really cool. I'll try to throw one of those up. He was spotted wearing one of them. We have person on Instagram, Zach Attack. He was one of the first people to get one, and then he has a lot of glamour shots of the watch as well. He has the Tiffany Blue watch and a basketball he's wearing. Super cool piece, super cool guy. I probably said that a million times in this video. You guys can probably count it. You have, which moves on to the next person. I'm probably going to butcher this name. You have the guitarist Fabrizio Sadi. He was spotted wearing that watch. And then, which brings me to the very last person on this list, Anthony the Blue Wiggle. Was spotted wearing that watch, but here's where it gets interesting, is he actually posts on his Instagram and everywhere saying that he doesn't own a real Patek Philippe, or his watches that he owns are fake, which he's part of the Wiggles, which the Wiggles themselves, they've sold millions of copies and DVDs and music, something that people always watched. His net worth is about 15 to 30 million. It's kind of a wide range there, but it's 15 to 30 million, and he swears that his is fake. But I honestly think he's probably being humble. I think he's trying to be humble. He doesn't want people to think he's got something like that, which is understandable. Some people like to fly under the radar. They're not super high key like that, and that's totally fine. These are the 9 people and the crazy watches that were worn at the Met Gala, and the 9 Patek Philippe's that are currently accounted for. 10 would be the one that sold at auction, and I'm not sure who bought that watch. So 10 out of the 170 Patek Philippe's are accounted for. Comment below, tell me what you guys think what the price could happen to that watch over time. How many you think they're going to release a year? I love doing videos like these. You guys let me know below if you guys think I should get into streaming on the computer, streaming and talking watches, or if you guys think I should do like a podcast style and get people in here and talk about their watch collections and whatnot. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for watching The Mind of a Watch Dealer.